What's up, your boy DMO Domuto. We back with another video. Today we're watching Shannon Sharpe Just Lost Everything by Ohmeezzy. Oh, Shannon, man. Freaky Shannon. Oh, you know, yeah, shoot. Oh man, I had some quotes. I forgot. I do an impression of Shannon sometimes. I ain't about to do that right now. Anyway, uh, yeah, man, that boy he got fired from ESPN, and then he did a little payout with the shawty that an OF model that sued him for 50 million, and they settled out of court for I don't know how many millions, and man, going downhill from there. But we're gonna get into it. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and
if only Shannon Sharpe could keep it in his pants. It seems like just yesterday, Shannon Sharpe was accused of doing essay and grape to an OnlyFans model, and that she was seeking damages in the amounts of $50 million. Now, a lot of people were suspicious because this came after a recent claim of Shannon Sharpe being supposedly or reportedly demanding upwards of $100 million in his next contract from ESPN or the Volume or whoever he was seeking this contract from. So it seemed quite timely for something like this to come out. There's more and more time passed. From my personal perspective, Shannon Sharpe did not handle the situation correctly. He exposed himself more and more and really should have said things behind closed doors. Now I'll go back and recap in a little bit, but ultimately this decision and court case came to a settlement in which Shannon Sharpe and the 20-year-old came to some sort of agreement that Shannon Sharpe would have to pay an undisclosed amount of money. Tony Busby, the lawyer for the 20-year-old, wrote out on Twitter on April 20th, 2025, the Busby law firm filed a complaint in Nevada making several allegations against Shannon Sharpe on behalf of our client. Both sides acknowledge a long-term consensual and tumultuous relationship. After protracted and respectful negotiations, I'm pleased to announce that we have reached a mutually agreed upon solution. All matters have now been addressed satisfactorily, and the matter is closed. The lawsuit will thus be dismissed with prejudice. Now, I know that people are going to read that as, Shannon Sharpe didn't do anything. They say it's long-term consensual, but tumultuous just means that they were arguing and fighting and stuff like that. But that's not how I personally read it. This is a way to fence it, to be quite honest with you. Hey, some stuff was done, some stuff wasn't done. We can at least acknowledge that it's a relationship. Why? Because I need to clear my name so I can go back to working. Shannon thought that he would be heading into this case with the expectation that he would be back first day of training camp, but ESPN shut that down quick as hell yesterday by letting go of Shannon Sharpe.
I'm sure everybody's heard the news by now that I will not be returning to ESPN. I found out this information a little earlier in the week. And really, the only thing that I really ask is, like, guys, could we wait until Monday? My brother's going into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. I really wanted to be about him, and I wanted to be about my family. I said this coming out will overshadow everything that he's worked his entire life for. And unfortunately, you know, it didn't happen that way. Damn. And so, as I told him, as I profusely...
I mean, I don't know if Shannon did anything or not. So I'm not making an excuse for that, like I said, but if he requested that from ESPN, I feel like they could have at least done that for him. But I feel they probably felt pressure to get something done to show that they wasn't standing with, they wasn't on Shannon Sharpe's side. So they got to do it as quickly as possible. You know, ESPN part of Disney. You know.
We apologized to him earlier today. He said, bro, stop apologizing. You don't have to apologize. I'm your big bro. I'm going to love you regardless. We all make mistakes. We've all. And he says, bro, I love you. So I'm done with this. You're done with it too. Move on. I really enjoyed my time at ESPN. It gave me an opportunity to bring my audience that saw me really just grow. They saw me, you know, Lakers in 5, and they saw me say all these analogies that my grandparents gave me, and I was able to bring that to ESPN. So I'm very, very grateful for that. But I just wished, of all things, like I said, hey, they did what they felt they needed to do, and I'm at peace with that. But I just wish, guys, this thing could have waited until Monday, because I hate the fact that I'm overshadowing my brother, the first two brothers in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. And this is what the headline's going to be for the next couple of days. So, bro, again, I know you told me this, I don't have to apologize, but I'm going to do it one final time tonight, and I won't apologize again. I'm sorry that I upstaged you in this manner.
Dang, man. Makes you almost want to call your brother. Now, I will say on a personal level,
Nigga
that
ain't
is
calling
probably
low.
a little messed up. ESPN couldn't, at least respect that or come to the conclusion to wait until Monday. I don't know if Monday would have made any sort of difference. I don't think anybody was looking to see if Shannon Sharpe was going to be there, not going to be there. I don't know why they just didn't wait till Monday. Maybe they wanted to add more insult to injury. But ultimately, if that's the bed that you made, you got to lay in it. That's my grandma's analogy for you, Shannon Sharpe. So while I wish that they would have respected, truthfully and honestly, hey, they have the right to do stuff as they see fit. And just to add some more salt to the wound that is the situation that involves Shannon Sharpe, Gabrielle Zuniga, the woman in question, the 20-year-old OnlyFans model, released her own version of a statement saying that, and I quote, "Today I have decided to retire from OF." This is after the settlement. "Thank you for the incredible support you've shown me over the past few years. This community has given me a life I could have never imagined. I'll still be..."
You know how much money she done got? Obviously, they showed out a quick. Obviously, I don't think she got the 50 million, but I heard somebody say like 23 million, which is crazy. But you know how much money you got to get for an OF model to retire from OF?
Active on social media and have several new projects in the works that I can't wait to share. I'm truly excited for this next chapter. I love you all forever and ever. There's a big lesson in all of this right here. First and foremost, we won't know what happened behind those closed doors. Some of the stuff that Shannon Sharpe was saying in those text messages makes me think that he was a kinky freak monster.
He definitely was
he
that.
was into race play. I don't know if people remember the text messages about the big black baby and talking about how he was going to choke that young woman. There is a possibility that he did these horrible and damning things. But what I took from this is like one of the biggest and fastest ways to ruin a career, a name, and a legacy the fast way. Shannon Sharpe was on a meteoric rise, but ever since this situation came out, and not so much of the situation, more so the way he handled the situation, I think he went about it totally wrong, and it did more damage to his name.
Family, friends, supporters, and colleagues, I want to speak to you directly and from the heart. This is a shakedown. I'm going to be open, transparent, and defend myself because
she
this
got the
is right.
shakedown.
This is all being orchestrated by Tony Busby, who has targeted Jay-Z. Tony Busby targets black men, and I believe he's going to release a 30-second clip of a sex tape that tries to make me look guilty.
Yeah, he could have. I ain't gonna lie. Celebrity, I don't get why celebrity, once like something big come out, unless it's like, I get the fact to want to clear your name. And depending on the situation, like you should definitely want to clear your name. But like stuff like this, you getting sued, and like celebrities get sued all the time, so you not mentioning it or saying anything and then just handle it behind the scenes. Yeah, I feel like sometimes that's like the best way to go about it. That's like the best way to go about it. But Shannon Sharpe probably was pressured to probably maybe do this because of he works for ESPN, works for Disney. So he had to do something, but still, like,
and play into every stereotype you could possibly imagine.
Handle it behind the scenes.
That video should actually
always
be
the best
10
way.
minutes or so. Hey Tony,
don't give it as much
put
attention.
the whole video out. I don't have it, or I would myself.
Maybe it's just me. When Shannon Sharpe said that part about how he would drop the whole 10-minute sex tape, I thought, man, this guy has a problem. He is a sexual deviant. Now, for those that aren't informed, keep in mind, Tony Busby never said that he was going to drop any sex tape of the sort. This was just something that Shannon had kind of concocted, and maybe a way to display his freak nasty nature. We've seen that before when he accidentally logged into Instagram Live, and we also saw it displayed in the text messages referencing making big black monkey gorilla babies. Like, it seemed like Shannon Sharpe was into race play. And I know most people also didn't pick this up, but there were documentations that came out from the court hearing that found out that Shannon Sharpe likes to get his B-star pressed on with his feet in the air. And I don't have any sort of problem with any of that, but I just feel like all of this could have been avoided. When I first talked about this, I said, hey, Shannon, you should probably just shut up. You should probably shut up. Yeah. You know what you did, and you should have went with the settlement in the first place. Maybe you felt like you could do this, but all this public dirt that you're doing, it doesn't do anything for you. It's not going to make you look better in the light. And it may suck that ultimately this situation got misconstrued, or if you did do the things that you did to this woman, you know, of course justice should be served. But no matter what, is the juice worth the squeeze? And here we are today, where you had to pay millions in lawyer fees, you had to pay and retire this OnlyFans model, you got fired from your big time job on ESPN, where they have cleaned house of pretty much all sports media people outside of Stephen A. Smith and Pat McAfee. Like, you were sitting there third in line. I just don't know if all of this was worth it. And now the whole internet knows that you like to sit in dead bug position and get your booty ate, and that you like to get really, really aggressive with women.
Well, you're coming to LA tomorrow?
Yes.
Well, I don't know why you want to go out.
Don't worry about it, Gabby.
Well, okay.
This clip
Okay,
still sound.
Well, I'm not really interested
Fake,
in getting choked. So
I'm not saying he didn't do it. This clip right.
I might choke you in public.
Okay.
Big black guy chokes small white woman.
If that brother has a racial fetish, if I ever seen one.
Over $10 million. He didn't offer to settle this case in any type of guilt or innocence framework. If I'm gonna be honest, in a very real way, Shannon settled this case for you. You say for me? Well, what do you mean by that, Lead? Listen, the only reason Shannon makes any money at all is because of you and how you feel about him, how you judge him, what light you see him in. The only reason that Shannon makes any money is because you exist and you have money, and so companies want to get in front of you. These companies feel like you hold Shannon Sharpe in a certain esteem and you watch Shannon Sharpe, so they want to use Shannon Sharpe to get in front of you.
What the lead attorney said there, in my opinion, is 1,000% true. Shouts out to the lead attorney. See, what I was saying about Shannon Sharpe in the beginning is that I don't know why he took this to court. I don't know why he tried to fight this. Because ultimately, when you play the court of public opinion game, there's a couple of different things that happen. One, you are subjected to a new level of criticism that probably never existed before. People were starting to dig up Shannon Sharpe's past, which I'll go into in a minute here, and it exposed some of the things that he said on his platform, or some of the things that he did in his past, or just the contradictory nature of his advice for some of the young
Shannon was a
athletes,
freak
and made
ass
him
nigga.
seem like a hypocrite in the light. A la Joey Swole, to be honest with you. Two, your personal effects are going to be put on blast. Again, nobody needed to know these text messages. Nobody needed to know those phone conversations.
Nope.
And for damn sure, nobody needed to hear the image of Shannon Sharpe with his feet facing the ceilings as he was having a tongue pressed against his B-star. Is that what was in the 10-minute video, Shannon? Your balloon not getting played with? You wanted us to see all that? We didn't need to see all that.
I don't
in order
want
to
to see
understand
that.
the
You
severity
too old
or
for
the
that
picture
shit.
of the full scope of what was going on. Why would you want us to see that? And number three, and at the end of the day, the court of public opinion does not matter. I personally believe this to be true. The only thing that you're going to do is fuel fires out there, but if you just let it rest, then ultimately the conversations will die off. Most people watching this video totally even forgot about Shannon Sharpe in the situation, and life just continued on. But now, because he kept fueling the fire, people were able to go online and make criticisms about how he had $25K per cheek for this young woman, but couldn't even put up more than 30 bands for his daughter's wedding.
Hey, my daughter's
That's crazy.
You got a budget. I don't get whatever you do after that.
What number? I mean, I don't want to be in your business, but what number you said?
30,000.
Okay, so you can have a
That's
wedding
good,
with
man.
30,000.
I don't know what you can have. I ain't the one getting married. Yeah, I don't give a damn. hey, y'all from the South, y'all know about that fried catfish and spaghetti plate? Hey, I know somebody hooked that thing right on up. What they charge by the plate? $10.50 a head. Spaghetti, fried catfish, a piece of cornbread, and a styrofoam cup of sweet tea. That's all you're getting.
And now, granted, it is Shannon's money. He can do whatever he
he
pleases.
wants.
But now, we as the
I ain't-
public
I ain't-
can
I'm not
criticize you for your
criticizing
decision
that.
making. Especially because you have, in the past, said that something that you regret or wish you had done in your earlier days was be a better father. You have the opportunity now by putting up more than 30,000 for those daughters, but you would rather put up 25K per cheek on somebody that you hope to call you daddy in a sexual way. Like that is a bad look.
Everybody wants Zion to get in shape except Zion. Everybody wants Zion to have discipline except Zion. So how can I want something? How can the team want something more for him than he wants it for himself?
Right.
That's why they put in his contract. Look how they got in his contract that he has to hit weight clauses because they know him.
Unc said something extremely powerful there. why should I want better for him if he doesn't want better for himself? Well, I guess we're all on the same page as you. You criticize Zion for not having discipline, but this is a situation in which you lacked sexual discipline, clear as day. Set up or not, you dealing with this young woman could only be a bad knock on your image. And it would be different too if this...
My only thing with, okay, I get that right there. I definitely get where you're going with this. My thing is, like, you can't compare the two really, because like what Zion's doing is he's not having discipline enough to even have a good career yet. He ain't got a career. At least you can say by saying that he had his career. I don't know what he did in his young days, but he had never had no weight problem and no sexual deviant problem when he was young. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? So this is like at least Shannon is way past the prime, old, out the game. You know what I'm saying? Just doing his thing right now. But Zion, on the other hand, he's still young in his career. I don't think he's in the third, fourth year now. Like, and he's going down the path of.
It was your first situation,
not reaching his potential.
Shannon Sharpe also had another situation back in 2012, I believe, with a lady at CBS. I'm telling you, it's a little hard to have any sort of sympathy for Shannon Sharpe, especially because he made this exact bed. Now, will he ultimately be okay? Yeah, for sure. We're talking about multimillionaires here who have had great and long careers. But you were pillow talking about how much money he was making with this young woman. I mean, you were answering these questions and got comfortable on the phone. Even though to a lot of people it sounded like he was recording, you was saying all these crazy things about athletes, how they need to be more disciplined and take things more seriously, how your daughters can't have all this budget for their wedding, and in the same breath you were spending $25K per butt cheek for some milk pancakes. I don't know why or how anybody should have sympathy for Shannon Sharpe.
That's the worst part right there.
Men
the milk
lacking
pancakes,
sexual discipline has always been a problem. He is just another person. And what's crazy is because he's talked about athletes, he's been around athletes where the shtick is, or the story is, hey, protect yourself from women that are, up to no good for you. But he didn't do that himself. He probably should have listened to Monique's advice and got him a big old girl, a fat girl, older woman, and just settle down. He probably would have not been in this type of situation right now.
This dating thing, because this is. Mo is different now than when you and I.
It's different, baby. I'm grateful I'm not 56 and trying.
Are you trying to say what you trying to say? Mo?
I'm looking right at you.
I
ain't backing down. You better take your old ass and get somebody to love you.
Damn, Mo.
Now I'm looking right at y'all. Let me tell y'all what Shannon needs.
Let me
tell you what my baby needs. He need him an old fat gal who can bake good cakes, make some smothered turkey wings, who gonna rub his feet at the nighttime, okay, and gonna have a sip of his cognac to make him feel better about himself when he come home at night. That's what Shannon needs. You don't need no 26-year-old girl. You don't need no 36-year-old girl. This is your auntie talking to you. Take your old ass and get you an old bitch out there that can love you old.
Yeah, Shannon. I mean, hopefully something works out for you, man. I don't know. Hopefully hopefully you can fix your situation. Obviously, I mean, look, I don't know what truly happened, so I can't say if you a monster or not. So I'm just take everything with a grain of salt when it comes to Shannon. I still gonna watch his interviews that he does, because he does great interviews with great people. So I mean, I don't know if y'all done supporting him or not. Hey, that's y'all, but that's it. That's all I'm watching, is interviews, because I do like his interviews. I love Club Shay interviews. That's just me. But let me know how y'all feel about this situation down below. Do you feel like he could come back from this, what I'm saying, and still be have one of the top podcasts, which he does, or what? Let me know, and I'll catch y'all next time, man. Peace.